Hello, and welcome to another section of Homeschoolific. I'm Diana, and this is course 101, Homeschool 101, section 8, How to Socialize. How do I socialize my children? Out of all the questions about homeschooling, this is definitely top 3. To truly answer this question, it is important to first understand what is meant by the word socialization. Socialization refers to social interaction, but it also refers to the understanding and learning to navigate through social norms and the rules of behavior. With this understanding, we can move forward with a plan. Socialization is so easy. It's easier than you'd think. Socialization is all that you make it to be. In public school or private school, less of the day is really spent on socializing in class. At lunch or after school is really where you're going to see kids talking. With homeschooling, you'll find flexibility for social time. It is easier and can be much more enjoyable. This picture I'm showing you here is of my son and my husband, and it's my 2 sons and my husband. And they are on a ski trip with some 50 to 100 other homeschoolers. They are socializing and enjoying themselves and doing something we don't get to do a lot here in the desert. So it's enjoyable. How to socialize. Socialization happens more often than you think. Now that you're a homeschooler, it's important that you think about your world as a classroom. So it's beyond your 4 walls, okay? Siblings and cousins, friends as well, are part of socialization. Research has shown that people who have siblings tend to grow up being more able to tackle difficult life situations. And they find it easier than those who grew up without siblings. Church. Youth groups are great places for kids to interact. Many youth groups do things outside of the church. Sports. Aside from physical benefits, sports help children develop social skills, leadership skills, team building skills, and communication skills that will aid their future and their personal relationships. Field trips. Field trips happen in all forms of education. It is always fun to learn something with friends and discuss what you've learned. Co-ops. A homeschool co-op, which is short for cooperative, is a group of homeschool families that join together and share in the education of their children. Homeschool groups, which are different from co-ops, or can be. A homeschool support group is a great way of finding out what events are happening in your area and to find friends to meet up with. Homeschool groups can be supportive, they can be event planning, they can also just coordinate or put dates all together in one area that homeschools in your community may do. So it could be different things. So like the homeschool group I run, we are a support group, we coordinate events, and we also have a co-op. But that's not always the case for all groups. So there'll be times when you can't be in person. Our world and lives can present us with many obstacles. You may find yourself in a place where you cannot meet with people in person for several different reasons. Video chats really help us to feel closer to people when we're not able to meet in person. So please, if you find yourself in a situation where you or your children are not able to communicate with people in person, it is very important that you can do some video chats. It's important for the children to see each other's eyes and their mouths and to be able to convey the emotions in our faces. It's an important part of socialization to see the face. So do not negate the Zoom calls. When we were in quarantine, our family did Zoom calls as a nuclear family, like with my extended family, and then we did it with our homeschool group for the kids, and then me and my girlfriends, we did them weekly, and then for my parents, that's a part of our homeschool group, we did 1 or 2 that we did as well during our quarantine times, so we could have a sense of connection. It was really great. I wanted to share some pictures here of our family socializing. So you guys don't think that I'm just blowing smoke here. Homeschoolers really do socialize. And I'm going to draw some pictures where I'm starting here. Get some colors happening here. So you see here, I'm starting there. That's my son over here. They got one right there. That's my son, and then LaVonda's two kids, her daughter and her son, and we are all hiking together. Now there was some 50 or 60 kids there that day, but we were hiking and we had a great time. And then this one here where I am in the cowgirl hat. We had a Christmas party. It was a cowboy Christmas party. Literally one of the best parties I've ever been to because homeschoolers really know how to party. And then we have co-ops here in this picture right there. And the kids were learning about lungs. Co-ops is a great way, wonderful, wonderful way to get together and learn things, especially things that you might find you're weak in as a teacher. Maybe you can teach it, but you hate it. Or like myself, I'm not very good with science experiments. So this is a really great thing. I love co-ops. And then here is a Christmas party. No, I'm wrong. Not a Christmas party. This is our end of the year teen hangout. And the teens get together and they have a toast. That is cider in those glasses. And they get together, they hang out, and they do a toast for the end of the year. And we do it like around the 30th of the year. And then this picture here would be my son playing basketball. This child here is my nephew. That's not actually one of my kids. So when I was saying that cousins are part of socialization, my mom and my father are blessed to have 22 grandchildren. So being that I have 5 of those 22, my kids are not short of kids to hang out with. I actually could socialize in my own family the whole time. And there's a variety of ages and everything. Anyways, we were at the police station. We got to do a tour. We had a great time. And then here, my son is playing as a dragon with his friends. Of course, I cropped them out, but they had a really great time. And I do believe that was also a co-op thing. So there are a lot of options for socialization. It's all about what you make it. And if you look at this world that I'm showing you, and this is just like a small glimpse of what we do, you will see that we look pretty much no different than everyone else, except for we get to really personalize our education. So don't be afraid of that socialization aspect of it. So as a reminder, socialization happens everywhere. Find 1 or 2 good options that fits your family, and please do not overthink it. And I do want to note for families that are in rural areas, try to find 1 or 2 other homeschool families, and they don't necessarily have to be homeschool families, but just families that you enjoy hanging out with, and do things with them, and that will really also help with that interaction. And if we or your area goes into quarantine again, one of the things we did is we quarantined with another family. So we all kept in communication of where we were going and what we were doing. We were very open with one another. And so we got to see each other. And so that really helped with the whole idea of socialization as well. I know that in times of COVID and things like that, that can be a huge challenge for people. So please find creative ways and do not forsake the Zoom call. Thank you again so much. You will see section 9 will be find a support group, and LaVonda will tell you how to do that. I hope you enjoyed this section. Thank you again for joining us here at Homeschoolific. We do it, you can too.